Hey there guys, how's it going? Thanks for joining me on another episode of Ark Survival Evolved on the PS4, well, PS4 Pro, not that really matters, official servers and all that good stuff. I want to start today's episode by saying apologies for not uploading much over Christmas. I actually ended up having a really busy Christmas in real life. I had to prep a lot of stuff. I had family over at my house. It kind of all got a bit of much for me, and I didn't really have time to make videos. I wanted to spend a few days away from making videos and all that good stuff. So it's been a few days, but hopefully we'll get back to a more regular schedule now the Christmas rush is over. We'll be able to do more stuff, and as always, I really love your guys' comments. Some of you leave me comments asking what you want to see, what you'd like me to do. I do always read them, guys. Like I say, comments are on approval, but I do read them, and it really gives me motivation. I really enjoy reading them, so thanks for your input. Keep it up, keep it going, and you'll definitely have a lot of content from me coming up. So in today's video, I want to do a video really talking about the dinos in Aberration. I haven't really done a video describing all the different dinos, what I think of them, their strengths, their weaknesses, which ones are good to get, which ones you should have at your base, depending on what level you are in Aberration. So we're going to take a look at some of, if not all of, the Aberration dinos today, and also maybe have a little talk about the normal dinos that are in Aberration and how useful they can be and how useful I've found them. Quickly before we do that, a little update with my base here. I found it really difficult maintaining this base. Number one, because this crafting station keeps getting smashed by a rock drake. So obviously, you guys know me, I don't really like to do big box bases, but I think in this kind of area you have to, really, because unless it's a cave, obviously, which this isn't, you're going to get wild dinos, especially the rock drakes, always coming and attacking your open crafting stations. I don't want to put turrets on mod dinos, it seems like a waste. So I considered building a big base here, like a big box, but then that's really going to kind of limit me when it comes to space for the turrets to shoot at, and that's one of the main reasons I don't like big box bases, is because it really stops good line of sight for your turrets. So for now I'm kind of working from main base, and I'll probably be doing a little bit of stuff around there, but either way, this is in a bit of a hiatus, this base. I don't think I'll be working on this for a while. So let's talk about some dinos. First of all, I've got Mary here. This was a bulb dog that I found. Not Christmas coloured. It was just came with a Christmas hat on, unfortunately. But Mary is a 150 bulb dog. And this is the first dino I want to talk about. The charge creatures. My favourite is the bulb dog. I just love dogs in real life in general. I'm a big dog person, and I just love its little wagging tongue and its little wagging tail, smiley face. I don't know, it just looks super cute to me. The other ones, I don't know, the shine horn and the, what is it, lamprey, glowtail and featherlight. They just all seem a bit too full of themselves, you know. They're like, oh, look at me, I'm so pretty, I'm so amazing. Nah, forget all that. I mean, they're a bit majestical, and I guess I do kind of like the lizard one, the glowtail, but bulb dogs is the one for me. And I found Mary here was a 150. So with my experience with bulb dogs, let's actually just turn this off right now because I want to get it charged up, ready to go around. With bulb dogs, I had been going for about 2,000 charge. I don't know about you guys, but I found 1,500 will actually last you quite a while. And I wanted to pump a few more points this time into charge emission range. This is nearly at 500% now, which is a really good range to keep all of the nameless away from you when you're roaming around the avatar biome, or the bioloom as it's known. And it came along with a 1,400 health straight out of the gate. Straight off the bat, it came out with 1,400 health, which is plenty of health for the most part. I mean, you do want to put some health in your bulb dog, I guess, so it can survive a little longer if you die. But if you die and it's being attacked by something that's big and scary, it's probably going to die anyway. So I don't know, no need to go too crazy on the health. Though it would be fun to do one kind of tank bulb dog just to see what they was like. So I'm very pleased with Mary here. Gonna get her mated as soon as possible, as soon as I find a suitable male for her, a suitable stud. Next up, Ravages. Let's talk Ravages. Ravages are actually pretty great, to be honest. Let's talk about the positives when it comes to Ravages. First of all, you've got the fact they take little fall damage, similar to the Thylers in the normal game. You've got the fact that they can ride zip lines, which is absolutely awesome, natural and man-made. They've also got really good weight. A decent one will come out of at least 800 weight. Very easy to tame. Their most effective tame is cooked lamb chops. So imagine having cooked prime meat as a great taming food on normal Ark. It's similar to that. It's great because there's loads of sheep around in fertile lands. You can store it for ages and it's ready to go. So they're very easy to tame, very quick to tame. They've also got great stamina. Their stamina lasts absolutely ages. Their health isn't bad either, considering that they are such an easy tame. Obviously, they've got the pack bonus as well. I think this one, oh yeah, this one came out had about 2.6 health, and I'm gonna go for health on this one. And finally, the final plus point is that they're quite small, so they're easy to hide, easy to store, and it's easy to have a lot of them. Now, the one major problem I've found with the Ravages is the fact that they can be picked up by the Megalosaurus. That can be a bit of a problem, especially around the Avatar biome, which is this one, the Bioloom, it's officially called, and there's quite a few Megalosaurs. So I've lost a few Ravagers by being picked up by the Megalosaurs, and then, or I've been picked up by the Megalosaur and being killed. So that is really their one weak point. But to be fair, if they didn't have that one weak point, they probably would be a little bit too strong for how easy they are to tame. Obviously, if you want a tame that you're not going to get picked off of, you want to get yourself a bigger tame, one of the bigger Carnos. But yeah, they are really an overall very, very good tame. Easy breeding, easy taming, like I said. So I'm actually going to give this a rate. I'm going to give the Ravager an 8 out of 10. If it didn't get, you know, if you didn't have that problem of the Megalosauruses, and of course that isn't a problem on the island. So if you take these off of Aberration and put them on the island or something like that, they're going to be 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10 tames. The only other downside, of course, is they can be bowlered, which is always a problem that I used to have. I mean, I love using saber-tooths, I love using direwolves, but when you get yourself an amazing direwolf and it's completely countered by a bit of string with a couple of rocks at the end, it's not too great. So this doggo, or these doggos, I'm going to give them an 8 out of 10. One of the best things on the on Aberration in general, but for me, it's not really a tame that you take with you in the harder areas. It's great for the fertile lands, great to start with, but not a top tier high-end dino. So next up on the list of Aberration dinos is the crab. The crab, otherwise known as the Carinacoss or something like that. This thing is probably my favourite dino in Aberration. It's got to be one of my favourite dinos in the whole game. It's not a dino, is it? Whatever, a creature. For multiple reasons. Now, when I first ever saw this thing in the trailer, I thought, wow, this is going to be my favourite tame. And then when I actually came to Aberration, I thought, yeah, they're not as tanky as I thought they were. Can't really see them being like as fun, you know. I thought they were going to be some master, some great kind of aggressive raid dino, not knowing at the time how amazing obviously they would be for farming. So these things absolutely ridiculous for farming. As you can see here with the claws, you can pick up an Anki and go around farming. You can also pick up doeheads, roll rats, stegos. You seem to be able to pick up a similar amount of things that the quets can pick up. So this is this game's quets, but also it's still a pretty good PvP dino. You can level these in both weight or health and they will get quite good. We've currently got a crab which is at 30k health, so that's obviously quite good. I'm not sure how well they do against turrets, but I'd presume because they're hard shelled, maybe they do a little bit better than your average soft dino would do. I guess that's one thing I call it. This is like an exoskeleton, isn't it? Now, I don't expect them to have like the same kind of damage reduction as a rock elemental, but who knows, maybe they do take a little less damage to those things. So obviously you've got the fact they are so easy to farm with, and here if you're in the bioloom, as you can see, just even when it's not 2 times, metal, stone, with 2 of you is so easy. It's doable with 1 person as well. I've done this with 1 person, but yeah, this is absolutely the dream when it comes to farming. You can see here, this crab has gone all into weight. So it came out with 6k health. We've got 3.2 weight, which is pretty good. I'm not sure what like the best weight you could possibly have on why these would be. But also you could carry like an Anki in one hand and maybe a Stego in another or something like that. Actually, I haven't tried the Stego, so I'm not 100% sure about the Stego, but definitely like a trike or something. Not only that, but obviously there's the ability to jump. So you press X, let go, and it will jump, and it can jump crazy distances. If you get the aiming right, you can jump really, really far. You can actually jump over people's behemoth gates. So it's a little bit crazy for stuff like that. Oh no, what's happened to our dude? Oh god, he's hallucinating. Oh no, he's got a glow stick on. Yes, it's absolutely great for jumping as well. And of course for throwing stuff. Oh, looking a little bit heavy here. But yeah, let's just go and throw something so I can show you. Let's grab this. Yeah, the throwing is absolutely unbelievable. I knew it looked good, but it is crazy. So you just grab something with your thing, press R3 to aim, and R3 again. And oh, I mean, obviously this is blocked a little bit by the roof, but you can throw stuff an absolutely crazy distance. So when I first joined Aberration, I saw the crab and I thought, I'm a bit disappointed, but now I absolutely love the crab. I'm going to give the crab a 9 out of 10. Next up, we have a dino that isn't an Aberration dino, but I in a way feel that it is. It really comes into its own on this map. Look at it. It looks absolutely amazing next to me. This is obviously a Christmas version of one, but this is a Megalosaurus, an absolutely incredible tame on Aberration. These things have always been good, but obviously on normal maps they only really can do anything at night time. But here in the biolume and here in general on Aberration, they are active all the time. I'm not sure if they're as strong as a nighttime Megalosaurus on a normal map, but they are pretty strong regardless. Now I thought there was a bug where in the fertile lands or in the day these things stop being active. I don't think it was a bug with the Megalosaurus. I think it was a bug where if you actually if you bred an aberrant Megalosaurus with another aberrant Megalosaurus, it would create a Megalosaurus that wasn't aberrant and so did get sleepy. And also I'd quite like to test to see if you took an aberrant Megalosaurus to the normal maps, if it still is awake all the time. I'm not sure about that. Let me know in the comment section down below if you've seen that. So Megalosaurus, why do they come into their own on here? Well, obviously the main thing is that they don't become sleepy. That is just such a game changer for this dino, and it really makes it awesome again. But these, obviously we don't have anything to pick up tames in this game. I mean, obviously we've got the crab, but that's really for going out and farming. And if you've got a crab, you've probably got most other things. But Megalosaurus, not too incredibly difficult to tame. Also, they can pick up very small dinos like dung beetles, which obviously you're going to want some dung beetles, almost essential. They're also great for transporting around snails, sheep, all kinds of things. So that makes this Megalosaurus, from what was kind of a hit or miss, non-essential carnivorous tame on the normal maps, into a tame that is absolutely essential and actually really one of the kings of the map. You can see it's got good stamina. These things have better health than the Ravages as well. So for me, this is like the next step up from a Ravager. Obviously it doesn't have all the good points that a Ravager does. The Ravager has really good weight and it can go up and down the zip lines. But these Megalas, very, very cool. And you can confidently run around the biolume area, which is obviously this area, with this thing. Oh, the frame rate's bad around here. There must be like a big building or something. But yeah, you can comfortably just run around this area with one of these things and they are absolutely beastly. So again, this is one that I really, really like on this map. Not an aberrant not an Aberration exclusive, but then again, I guess you could say that the Aberration Megalosaurus is exclusive. Or new, at least, for Aberration, and it's absolutely incredible. Almost feels like the T-Rex of this map. And again, another good point is that although it's quite strong, obviously it doesn't have the same health as a T-Rex, not literally, but you know, it's kind of the T-Rex of this map. Although it doesn't have the same health, it is smaller, so you can fit these through dino gates and store them quite easily. I'm not going to mess with that Alpha Plura right now, not because it will kill my Megala, but just because I don't want to damage my hazmat suit in case it manages to hit me. But yeah, these things absolutely great. Not super good, not like super crazily good, but I really do love and enjoy them on this map. So I'm going to give these an 8 out of 10. Next up on the list, we're going to be taking a look at the Roll Rat. This is obviously an Aberration exclusive, and you can see we've got this gorgeous bright red Roll Rat from the Christmas event. Absolutely awesome tame, and I think this definitely gets the award for best saddle in the game. Not only does it look super cool and it can hold multiple people, but as you're riding it as well, I love the way that the back of it just like bounces around. It looks so cool the way it just moves around. Now I'm being a little bit careful because my bulb dog has actually warned me that there is a high level dino in the area. You can see there, so I'm going to go over here, so maybe we'll have a look for that in a second, but let's give the Roll Rat the attention it deserves. This thing is obviously great for harvesting, and its main thing is to harvest wood. It actually does have a wood reduction. Now when the game first came out, it didn't have the wood weight reduction even, which was kind of weird that they'd actually release it like that without checking that it was working. I think it actually had a stone reduction instead, but these things obviously are great in conjunction with the crab. That's the best way to use it, with the crab. But if you're a small tribe and you don't have the opportunity to get a crab, or maybe you're just not playing with enough people to be able to use crabs and Roll Rats at the same time, you can obviously do solo stuff. Now this Roll Rat has been leveled in all melee, so this one isn't ideal for just farming with the wood. Damn, you do get a good amount of wood. I think 2 times is still at the moment. So yeah, this one isn't actually made to do solo runs, but I wanted to show you because this is a very pretty, very gorgeous red Roll Rat, and I've heard it does actually quite decent damage because, oh yeah, we've leveled nothing but melee at the moment. So if you're a big tribe and you've got aspirations of alpha, you're probably going to want to find a nice melee Roll Rat. Let's have a look at the melee on this one, currently at 538, so not terrible. Let's drop some of those mushrooms. Collecting wood very nicely. Oh, and we've actually got the stats of what this one came out with. 5,000 health off the bat. That sounds pretty good, you know. And we've got 664 weight, which, as you can see, only 10 weight per stack of wood instead of 50. So that is very nice indeed. So yeah, I do really like the Roll Rat. You can have multiple people on. Obviously, it has the roll. The roll breaks rocks, which is weird. It doesn't collect the rocks. I'm not sure if it does these metal rocks. Let's just get a little... come on, I'm trying to turn it around. Let's just get a little run up. But yeah, the roll is kind of interesting, but I haven't really been using it too much because, of course, it damages the saddle. So I'll just use it down here just to show you guys what it's like for anyone who hasn't seen it. But whoa, oh, this is rendering it to stink on. Hold it down. There we go. So there's the roll. It just rolls straight through all those rocks. So yeah, it rolls through the rocks, but it doesn't actually gather them. So I guess if you're in some kind of emergency situation and you need to get away, you can't harvest the rocks at all, then it's good, but I don't see people using it in general because it is pretty fast. What is it? Oh, is that because I just hit the dung beetle? It will do damage to dinos as well, but not a crazy amount. I found that the actual roll doesn't do a lot of damage to anything, but it is super fun. And it's nice that they add these like little extra elements to the dinos. Just other little things that they can do that should mix it up. You never know, you could be in some PvP situation, but I'm not sure why you'd take a Roll Rat into PvP. And you might want to get away, or maybe being chased by a super strong high level dino. It does seem fast enough that, to be honest, it could get away from most dinos, but I won't do any more rolling so we don't want to damage his saddle. I'm going to take this thing back to base, but yeah, the Roll Rat actually another good one. Pretty impressed with its abilities, especially now they actually made it work properly. The saddle is absolutely awesome. Not too bad to tame because they are passive tamed with honey, and the beehives are actually quite easy to get. So yeah, really good dino. I really do like this one. I'm going to give it another good rating. I'm going to go for an 8 out of 10. I think it deserves that, and yeah, it's just a really cool dino to have. So yeah, another good one. All right, so one of the next creatures on the list, we are looking at the rock drake. These things are very sought after, and obviously these aren't the kind of things you'll be getting day one on Aberration. They're kind of like the wyverns of this map, in the sense that you have to go and find their eggs and then raise them. You can't just tame the wild ones. I'm not sure if you can mate them. I haven't actually tried or actually seen if you can mate them yet, but I would probably presume not, because it seems like they want them to be similar to the wyvern. So this is probably the closest thing you get to a flyer on this map, and it's not a flyer, it's actually a glider. Now, I'll be honest, I'm not as impressed with these rock drakes as I thought I would be. However, I think my opinion might change after I get used to them. I haven't used rock drakes very much. This is one of the first ones that I've really messed around with. And for how difficult it is to get their eggs, like, it is quite risky. I'm sure people will find much easier and low risk ways to get the eggs. I don't think they're that amazing. So let's get on this one. This was a 175. It's had no levels put in it yet. So a 175, I believe 190 is the highest you can get, similar to with the wyverns. We got 5.6k health, which sounds okay. I mean, nothing amazingly high. It's not as high as like a wyvern, for example. Weight 825, which is pretty decent, which is quite good. Melee damage 259, almost 260 there. So these things obviously have a few abilities. We've got the right click, which makes it go, well, I guess you'd call it invisible. Hard to spot, let's put it that way. Imagine someone was up on a rock here, they didn't have the bulb dog on. Let's turn that off. Yeah, from a distance you might just walk past that and not really notice it. It is a bit shiny, but at the same time maybe not. That's kind of awkward. You have to press that. So obviously one of the key features, not only is the glide, is the fact this thing can climb like an absolute beast. You'll be going upside down, round and round. I mean, look at that. It's like the oh, I haven't seen this structure before. It's like the Megalania. Is it a Megalania? Let's have a look. Let's just check this is our structure here. I haven't seen this structure before, so I should check that this is ours. Hold on. It doesn't like doing that. It's making it go weird. Let's jump off quickly. I hope if I jump off, everything's going to be okay. Yeah. Let's check this is our structure. Yeah, this is our structure. Right, we're all good. A little bit worried then. There's another tribe around. Yeah, so obviously great at climbing. You do a sprint and then a jump, and it should glide. Quite nice gliding. I haven't actually tried to like glide up. Will it just fall down if I glide up? Yeah, obviously it doesn't really like that. So just glide down. I don't really want to go over there. It's a bit risky. So yeah, just you could go obviously for a long way. And once you get the crosshair up, if you press right trigger, it will like bomb towards it and then go up there. But you can see here I'm running out of stamina. Now what does that say up the top? It says camouflage. Oh yeah, because I'm using the camouflage. Let's get rid of that. I was probably using the stamina as well. So let's regen a little bit of stamina. And I think you can like use that dive attack every time you see the crosshair. I think we need to get the stamina first. Now the one thing I'm a little disappointed in is the attack. I mean that's a bit, yeah, it's a bit like, I mean, come on. It seems a bit rubbish is the only word I can think of for that. So I'm not very happy with the attack. Why is it struggling to get stamina back? Let's just jump off it for a second, see if it will regen it a bit quicker. Yes, oh no, there we go. So it was nice and quick. So I believe we should be able to get a crosshair up. Unless I'm pressing the wrong button or something. And then obviously you can dart to certain places. Maybe I've got something selected wrong here though. Let's have a look. No, I think everything's normal. I'm not sure why the crosshair's not there. Let me know if you guys know why it's not there. Normally you can just get the crosshair up and it will oh, a bit dodgy climbing that. Yeah, you get the crosshair up and then you can like dart to other places. I'm not sure why the crosshair isn't there right now. But yeah, overall the rock drake, I know I've loved everything I've rated so far, but I'm not a massive fan of the rock drake. It's cool, but for like how hard they are to get, I mean not hard, they're just like more awkward really, but for how difficult they are to get, I don't really think they're like as good as they could be. So I'm going to give this one a 6 out of 10. Oh, there we go. We've managed to get the crosshair up doing that. Ooh, oh, and then we press, yeah, okay, you can just press jump, and then you can freaking bomb over. It is kind of cool, especially the bomb attack. The bomb attack redeems it a little bit, but I definitely don't think it's one of my favourites. It looks nice, it should be the par, but I'm just a little disappointed with it. So I'm going to give the Rock Drake a 6 out of 10, but I think that might improve over time. Next up, I'd like to give a little bit of a special mention here to a dino that's been close to my heart for a long time. And although it's not Aberration exclusive, it kind of feels like it comes into its own on Aberration. Of course, the Spino. Now, there being no T-Rexes, there being no Gigas, you need a big carnivore that can get the job done, and the Spino is just the one here. It's absolutely great on Aberration. And it's nice for it actually to be useful, because a lot of the time people choose Rexes over Spinos. Wondering what I'm doing here. I'm actually going to clear out a few trilobites, pick up a little bit of oil and a few pearls as we're out and about. But yeah, obviously on the normal maps, most people will go for a T-Rex over a Spino. Spinos can be good, and they were originally brought in to be an alternative to the T-Rex, obviously with the advantage of being able to swim, but also with the advantage of being able to bite quicker. You can see here the bite is much quicker than a T-Rex. However, practically, as we've all found out, most of us anyway, when it really comes to a battle, the lack of health in a Spino really makes it struggle when it comes up against a good Rex. I'm actually picking up any pearls from these things at all. Let's have a little look. Might be picking them up and they might just not be sure. No. Oh yeah, there is a few pearls there. Anyway, carrying on. So the Spino becomes then one of the best carnivores in the game when you come to Aberration, which is super cool, because it's definitely one of my favourite dinos. I know a lot of you people love them. They look super cool. And I don't know, it's just nice for a Spino to be a big scary dino again, because you know they trank out pretty easy. They're seen as a bit of a glass cannon normally, but Aberration, oh look at all these fish. I swear some of these fish spawns are broken. But yeah, Aberration brings back the Spino, and obviously you can use them to help you get pearls if you don't have an angler yet, which is very key in early game. I just absolutely love them. Now there's rumour going around, and I think it was mentioned by one of the devs, Bubbly Ones, posted on her Twitter, that the aberrant versions of the dinos have a little less health but higher melee. Now whether that means just by default they have a higher melee percentage, or somehow their base melee is increased, I'm not sure which of those it is. We're doing okay there for pearls. Yeah, so there is a kind of consensus. Oh, what's going on? Oh, 3 times event now active. Harvesting, taming, and XP. Oh, what do you know? Well, we're playing very nice. I was actually just about to get some pearls. No breeding though, which is a shame. Yeah, so there is an argument to be made that it might be worth taking an aberrant Spino over to the island to then breed with a normal Spino, which will have more health, and this one will have more melee. But I'm not sure how it works. I think it would be a fact that they have a higher percentage, otherwise it would just be so confusing when you breed the two if both of them had different. Oh, look at this! I know it's just fish, but don't you just love the crunch sometimes of killing a... It's like doing a meat run, but like a Screeps version, where you don't actually have to raid anyone. Hey, come back here, Screeps. That otter was fighting me. So yeah, the Spino comes into its own again. I'm going to give it an 8.5 on this map. I'd say on normal arc, I would give a Spino a 7, because it is a bit weaker than obviously other things that you'd want to get. But here on Aberration, an 8.5, and it's loads of fun being able to utilise the Spino again. Let me know in the comment section what you think of the Spinos on Aberration. So the final aberrant creature we're going to look up today is the Basilisk. This is probably, I think it's the coolest looking thing there is on Aberration. I mean, just look at the absolute size of it. It looks so, I don't know, just aggressive and threatening. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but if you ever saw something like this come like out of the sea or something, or just appear out the ground in real life, it would be all over, wouldn't it? It would be all over, and I would give in to our Basilisk overlords. But yeah, this thing Super fun. Obviously tamed by giving it the fertilized eggs. I'm not sure if Drake is like the best one or not, but I know it's what our tribe was using to tame one. This one's not a super high level one. There are some really good level ones around actually. Some of the other tribe, some of the tribe that aren't at where I am right now have got. And the crazy thing about this thing, as you can see, is the weight. Now, I'm pretty sure we've just been pumping weight into this one. And even though this was low level, I mean, it must have been relatively low level to be 94 now. Nearly 7,000 weight we've got in this thing. 7,000 weight. So it's absolutely awesome for carrying stuff around. Obviously, it's not so great for farming. I mean, you could take one with you while you were going out farming and then drop all the metal into it, but I don't know, that would seem like a massive hassle. So really, it seems like its best thing, it's just for transporting stuff around if you want to transport stuff from one area to another. I mean, other than the fact that it has some cool moves. So you can get on it. It has this aim thing, which I think L2 is the like splatter attack. Oh, I can't name behind me there. One of the only bad things about it when you're on it is it doesn't move very well. Like, its turning circle is quite large, but then again, it is a big old one. I don't know if we'll be able to hit that, or that will just hit the edge actually. Ooh, looks like that's hitting the edge. But yeah, the aim's quite good with this poison attack. It does seem to go where you want it. Oh, unfortunately, it was clipping on the rock there. But yeah, it has that attack. It also has a standard R2 attack for up close and personal stuff. We've got this, which is right trigger. No, not right trigger. R3, which seems like a roar. It seems like it's the roar of this thing. I don't know other than that. It's pretty quick, as you can see. Turns pretty quick. And we've also got the underground. Oh no, whoop, wrong button. We've got the underground with the what is it, the X? Yeah, it's X. So like jump basically is the under the ground. And as you can see, my my oxygen's going down there. The oxygen in the basilisk isn't. So I can actually pop on my scuba tank, and oh yeah, I can pop on my scuba tank and be all good. Now I'm not sure what the massive plus point is of going underground. It's not exactly very sneaky, is it? I mean, people are going to see this coming. Maybe you could use it to avoid certain things. Oh, and I actually popped back. Oh, I ran out of stamina then. Ah, that's interesting. So once you run out of stamina, you pop back up. I didn't actually realise that. So you get to stay down there. So yeah, that's not... I don't know. I'm not really sure about the underground thing. It seems cool, and obviously it looks cool, but... I don't know, are you going to need to be trying to stay hidden? Because you don't actually really look that hidden, but undeniably, just the movement there looks so nice. It kind of reminds me even of when you're on a Moser and that thing just sways side to side. It's super nice. So let me know in the comments section what you guys think. This thing for me gets super high marks for looking cool. I mean, it looks cool. How practical is it? It doesn't seem extremely practical. Like I say, I can't imagine really using it for farming. Could it be any good in PvP? I'm not sure. Maybe you could like put all your stuff in it and then hide it in the ground, and then just hide all your stuff in the ground. Maybe they can't be damaged when they're like this. Although I know with Palovias, when you do explosives in the area, they get damaged when they're underground. So maybe this is the same. I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10. I would give it I'd love to give it a 9 out of 10 for looks and for movement. And also, if it just seemed a bit better to either PvP with, or somehow the under the ground thing seemed a bit more useful. I don't know. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. I'm giving it a 7 out of 10. And that's going to be it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to leave comments with other things you'd like to see me check out, and what other kinds of stuff you'd like to see in my playthrough of Aberration. But that's it for today. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter as well, and join my Discord channel, which is always in the description of these videos. So thanks again for watching, everyone, and I'll see you next time.